Yeah, I had a resume template that I thought like was cosmetically like the design was cool, but I could tell when you dropped this into um, Workday or really any application system and asked it to um, kind of auto draft or like auto populate responses, it would just do the worst job of doing that. It couldn't even get my name in there. So that was kind of a indication that like if we are now all being judged through computers and through these systems that have these special algorithms that pull out the information that they want, I knew I was probably not even meeting um, the bare minimum standard with my fancy resume that looked cool but wasn't optimized for keywords and these different systems. So I had um, a colleague point me in the direction. I think there was maybe three or four different tools that I tried. But overall, I really liked the pretty like user-friendly ability to kind of update wherever you needed, download a new version of your resume. Just like the resume builder was what I used for the majority of the time, but was a heavy user of the resume builder. Um, I would say probably I probably had maybe 10 different resumes that were kind of custom built. It wasn't like a custom resume for every job I applied to, um, but this your product helped build those 10. So it made it really easy. So I didn't have to go into PDF editor and change things that way. I would just harp on the resume builder itself, like the whole
Hmm.
suite of like the products within it. I use the auto resizer a lot, like
Hmm.
just with when you tweak things, adjust, remove or add bullets or um, play around with certain things if you're trying to maximize one page. That was really helpful. I would say I had the opportunity um, to receive a lot of interviews or like requests. I would probably attribute the at least half or more of those to like incessant outreach and networking and sending as many possible notes. I was in inside sales, at the beginning of my career, so I kind of applied that playbook and just was like, I'm going to expect maybe a 10% response rate from people, but just keep sending them. But I do think bringing it back to Rezi, outside of that, I did have folks at major Fortune 500 companies tell me like your resume is clean, it's crisp, it tells me what I need to know. And when I would follow up on that, they would make it seem like that's not the standard. And if you have what people what I've heard recruiters say, what 5, 6, 7 seconds is what they look at a resume for, and then they're on to the next one. That first impression is super important. So I think a tool like this is important to make sure that um, you're you're putting your best foot out there.